Welcome to The COVID Effect, a podcast mini-series brought to you by The Razor's Edge. In this series, we talk to music industry insiders delving into the effects the COVID pandemic has brought upon each guest's field within the industry. In episode 5, the Bearded Monkey chats with Wayne, organiser of Manorfest. The festival has been unfortunate enough to have both the 2020 and 2021 editions cancelled thanks to COVID. Wayne talks about the impact, how he and the festival have survived, and his plans for the future.
Hi everyone, the Bearded Monkey here of The Razor's Edge, and today I'm talking with Wayne Jackson, singer of heavy metal band Valafar and organiser of Manorfest. Hi Wayne, how are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. Yeah, I'm doing good.
Jolly good. For those that aren't aware of you, could you just introduce yourself?
Yeah. Hi everyone. My name is Wayne Jackson. I organise Manorfest, and I also shout in a heavy metal band called Warmbier.
Awesome, man. Nice one. So, Manorfest kind of stormed onto the music scene in 2017 with an absolutely fantastic lineup, including Grand Magus, Memoriam, Valafar, and plenty more. Pretty flipping chunky for your first year. How did that come about, and how has that sort of becoming fruition over the years?
Yeah, it was. It was a bit bizarre, really, because I did two previous gigs called Dio Fest.
Yeah,
which was just it was just raising money for his local hospice called Manorlands.
Yeah,
and then I sort of got approached by our now silent partner and said, "I want to put a gig on, Wayne, but I want you to organise it." And I was just like, I've just done two tribute gigs, and and he goes, well, I'll leave it with you. And I'd just been to see Grand Magus.
Yeah,
I think it was at Birmingham, and that with Amon Amarth and Testament, I think it was.
Oh yeah,
yeah, and I thought, right, I'm just going to go for it. I'm just going to get Grand Magus because I've seen him a few times before.
Yeah.
And I just thought, right, I'll just get in touch with him. They're either going to say yes or no.
Yeah.
And by luck, they just said, yeah, he's will come along and do it. Sounds really good. And and that was basically it, really.
Fair enough.
Yeah. But yeah, then I thought, well, I've got to get another band.
Yeah.
And of course I saw Memoriam at Bloodstock.
Yeah.
And I thought, I've got to get these guys. then my 14-year-old self just kicked in and said, "Oh, you can't get in touch with Carl Willits and everything." And so I think I had about 2 bottles of red wine.
Yeah.
And I finally plucked up the courage. Messaging on Twitter and said, is there any chance? And I think the response was, can you please get in touch with me tomorrow?
No way.
And I sort of looked at the message and I thought, oh my God, that was just it was just like junk and nonsense. So I quickly apologised and he said, of course we do it. Yeah.
No way. So how each year, how do you top the previous year? How do you kind of set about getting the next lot of bands in?
Yeah, it's just really weird because it's like at the end of every Manorfest, I sort of have a picture of him. He's in my brain, just on what sort of bands I want, and everything, and it just sort of happens from there, really. We had Eccentrics Andy Vile on. It was the year after that. And we just got so lucky with Ollie Drake coming back into the fold. Yeah. And stuff with Evile. And and it's just the same thing. I always try and go, it's as big as we can.
Yeah.
But obviously just keep it within budget.
Yeah.
And and it seems to be working so far.
Definitely, man.
Yeah. Yeah, and he seems to be getting, he's a bit of a name for himself, which is good,
Yeah. Have you got plans to sort of grow it? Because I mean, at the moment it's just one day, isn't it? Have you got plans to sort of grow it further?
Yeah, we have. It was after the first lockdown.
Yeah.
And so we had to cancel. It was just like, he's just, what do we do?
Yeah.
We could keep it to one day, or it will try 2 days.
Mm.
And that's so, I was having a chat, and it was said, yeah, he will do the 2 days. And that because it was everybody, virtually everybody kept all of the tickets.
Yeah.
And that from last year, it was on to this year. Then obviously we had to cancel again.
Yeah.
And that's so we were going to go outdoor possibly in a couple of years' time.
Yeah.
But as I just said to the crew, I just said, look, I think we should just go outdoor. Yeah. I think we just got to go for it.
Yeah, fair enough.
And stuff, it's just as a bit of a thank you, and that for everyone for supporting us, really.
Yeah.
And that so we're going to be taking it to 3 days next year, and it's going to be outdoor.
That's going to be amazing.
yeah. And that so it's I think we've got another 4 big bands, and that's sort of we're just crossing the T's and dotting the I's at the moment with them.
Yeah.
But 2 of them are absolutely huge, and we're like, I've sort of got to pinch myself every time, as I see the emails and stuff, and that. But it was like I say, we were going to go outdoors anyway.
Mm.
But it's COVID sort of forced our hand a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's so we just thought, right, we'll just go with it next year. And I think it keeps it fresher as well.
Yeah, definitely.
As well, so
there's been quite a big rise in for a while there. It was literally you could only really be a festival in the UK if you were somebody like Download or Sonosphere or something like that. But we're getting now a big rise in independently owned festivals, and it's amazing to sort of see. Obviously there's Manorfest, Badgerfest over in Manchester, and that sort of thing. And I think it's just one of those things. People are just, they'd rather put the money into people that they know, and people that they trust.
Oh yeah, definitely. And it's just, it's just so good. It's just like you say, it's just so good just seeing that support there, and that from your friends, and they get their friends in, and I think I really got the bug, and really thought, I'm going to do my own festival.
Yeah.
When I went down to Camden to see, I think Dark Funeral over it. He's over the Incineration Festival.
Yeah.
Because he had a really good mix of big bands, like medium-sized bands, and he had all the unsigned bands playing.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, I think we should do the same. But have different genres.
Yeah.
And I think it really works. And it's like you say, it's great seeing. So the success of Damnation Festival.
Yeah.
Over the years, it's good to see like Badgerfest up and running, Uprising as well.
Yeah.
It's just good just seeing all these festivals. I think it's great, really.
Yeah. Well, it's just you've got a bit of choice, haven't you? But everyone is fresh, and
Yeah.
And he's doing well for themselves, which is great to see. Especially in like a time like this where you really start to look and appreciate what's in front of you.
Yeah, that's it. He's also just saying he was just the other day, actually, the guys at Manorfest.
Yeah.
I think it was something we took for granted, and that gigs.
It was definitely.
I mean, I was guilty of it myself. I can't really be bothered tonight, and that, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But now I think I think COVID has just turned it round now, where everybody's just screaming for gigs. It's ace, you know what I mean? It's and I think I think we've all sort of looked in the mirror and said, yeah, we sort of took that gig for granted and stuff, and certainly we won't be doing the same again. And and I think I think it's a good time. I think it's going to be a good time, especially for live music.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be great.
It's one of those things. I was sort of saying to a friend of mine the other day, I was like, I'm absolutely craving a warm, expensive beer.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, just take me $5.
Yeah, just take my $5. I'll have your Carling.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, man, I can't wait, honestly. No. I can't wait myself. But yeah, it's just one thing I've really missed.
Yeah.
And I suppose we all have. It's just that, that it's just that live, sweaty, Warmbier experience.
Yeah. I think it's kind of like walking around. It's hard to explain to somebody who doesn't know that when you go to a gig, and you can go to a gig anywhere in the country, and you can be in a room with thousands of people, but then you'll end up spotting somebody that you know.
Oh yeah, always, yeah. Yeah, that's it. I mean, I was down in London for Visigoth.
Yeah.
It was just before. It was about a week before, and at the first lockdown.
Yeah.
And, there was about like 20, 30 people I knew, and I basically just went down there on my own.
Yeah.
and stuff, and it was great. Just getting drunk with them and everything, and I probably miss them days.
No, definitely. Hopefully they'll return at some point.
Yeah, hopefully, keeping them fingers crossed.
It's been a pretty damning 12 months, and as we've sort of mentioned, when did the severity of the pandemic kind of take effect on Manorfest?
Well, it was like. It was about 2 weeks before the first one, and that we were sort of like, panicking a little bit at that, because you could see the horror of the situation, sort of thing, and what was basically happening abroad, and there's our government just saying, "Oh no, it's fine, everything's fine," and everything, and we were just like panicking a little bit because. Because we had bands coming from Greece, America, at the time, and then I think it was the Tuesday before the actual lockdown. We just went right. We got to call it.
Yeah,
we really got to call it now, and and I would just to start off with, I was a bit numb, and that, to be honest, because we put so much hard work into this lineup.
Yeah.
Getting bands like Visigoth and bands like Rotten Christ over, and Skyforger at the time, and I was just like, oh my god, put all this hard work in, here's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
And then I must admit the bands were really supportive of us. They knew the situation, and that basically helped us really. Then we just basically said to everyone, look, we got to call it. Unfortunately, we're going to have to postpone. And then it was just the wave of support was just unbelievable.
Yeah.
And he sort of carried us through then.
Yeah.
Then we got into June, July. Then, I managed to get bands like My Dying Bride onto the lineup. Bands like Bought Nagar on, and I was just like, oh my god, this is just unbelievable.
Yeah.
I can't wait for this and that to happen next year. Then in September we were selling 20 tickets, 30 tickets a day. It was going to be the first ever sold out Manorfest.
No way.
Yeah, and it was just great. And we just couldn't believe it. Then I think it was October, we sort of knew, I think it's going to get cancelled again here.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just sort of knew, like the start of October and creeping through. Then we just thought, we'll just see how it pans out. And of course, in November, we're in lockdown, part 2, I think it was. And then I was just like, then panic. I think it was the most stressful time ever.
Yeah.
Because I just didn't know what to do. Thought we were going to lose all these bands, and I was going to lose the support. We were just going to lose everything.
Yeah.
And and I just didn't know what to do at all. I was just, oh my gosh, we put, even more hard work into getting this lineup.
Mm.
And it's just been taken away from us. And then it was the same thing again. Got in touch with all the bands, and they were like, just great with us.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. So, yeah, we'll play next year and stuff. Don't worry, it'll happen. And then I thought, well, everyone's going to be wanting the money back. You're going to be doing more refunds, and I thought, oh my God, it's just going to kill us. It's really going to kill us. But no, it's been the absolute opposite.
Yeah. Made you more determined than ever.
Yeah, it has. It has. We've managed to turn like a proper negative situation into a positive.
Yeah.
And it's just been great. You know what I mean? It was just that initial panic.
Yeah.
It was just like, and we're gonna have to call it a day with Manorfest. I don't think I can handle it anymore.
Yeah.
It was just, it just seems to be getting more positive. Like week by week, really.
Yeah.
Is the bands who are getting in touch with me now. I'm just like, my God, if my 14-year-old self was sitting in this chair now,
yeah,
he'd be like, be shaking and everything. You know what I mean? I've really got to pinch myself. It's just like I say, we've managed to turn a really bad situation into a really positive situation, and it's been great.
That's good to hear. How hard is it? I mean, like for those that obviously don't organise festivals, how hard is it to align everything? I mean, obviously you had to align everything for 2021, rebook all the bands, rebook the venue, and now for 2022. How much pressure does that put on?
Oh, the pressure was immense.
Yeah,
I must admit. It was like I said, the pressure at the second time round was the worst.
Yeah,
because we had bands like Roy Christ and My Dying Bride and In Memoriam and Lawnmower Death, and we just. I was saying to the guys, I think we're going to lose everyone.
Yeah.
Then it was just like every email was just. It was just a positive. His email as I got back in return, and we were just like, "Oh, I wasn't expecting that." You know what I mean? and it was just everyone was just like, "Wayne, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
It's all good." And but yeah, the pressure was immense, and at the second time round. But he's like I say, it's we've managed to get through it.
Yeah.
And it's like I said, the bands have been great, and the fans have been great as well.
How about from like a venue point of view?
The venue's been the toughest one because we've obviously, he's going to take it outdoors next year.
Yeah.
And and it calls for we can't get a site visit until the 14th of April.
Yeah.
And that because we basically want to see the site and a picture where things are going to go.
Yeah.
Is where the stage is, and all the camping's going to go. And that's so. Yeah, it's just the venue's the frustrating part at the moment, and that because just like I say with COVID, and that we can't get there till the 14th of April.
Yeah.
But again, the venue have been great with us. You know, we got plans from them and stuff, so we've been sort of picturing he's on the plans that Dave gave us. And the venue have been superb. But I just want to get there and just see what it's all like. But it's out of it all. That's just the frustrating part.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't wait to announce it.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's for everyone.
Did you have any other options for 2021, like pushing it back a few months, or did you just think, right, I just want to clean sweep, just give me a year to get everything back to normal? Or
we won't have it later on in the year, but we sort of think that Manorfest has its own home in May. And I was going to push it to October. Then I was thinking, people. I was thinking of Damnation and Badger Fest and everything. It's just going to be a bit crammed and everything.
Yeah.
So and that's what I just said. No, he's will keep it in May.
Yeah.
And because it's just like I say, I think he's just got his own little home there.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody sort of knows, and that May is like the time for Manorfest. So I just thought I'd just keep it really.
No, fair enough. Then.
Yeah.
I mean, like during these times, like people's mental health can really take a battering. What have you done to look after yourself in these times?
Well, it's quite lucky really that people that are involved in. The people who are involved in the festival are family.
Yeah.
So it helps me, a great deal, and that because I can get in touch with my dad and just say, look, I've just had a no from this band and everything, and my dad will say, it's all right. He's going to get these and everything, and it's just every time I do get a bit down, I've got quite a good support network.
Yeah.
And stuff. I have suffered from PTSD in the past.
Yeah.
And but no, it's just having that support from from close friends and family.
Yeah.
It's just been amazing.
Good, it's good to hear.
Really. So that's why I've been quite lucky. Been quite lucky in that way.
Yeah. How have you kept up the spirits of the staff and the bands that you work with?
Is again, I'll get in touch with Carl. He's Carl Willis. I've got in touch with him a couple of times.
Yeah. See
how things are, and he's one of the most positive people out there, I think. Stuff and it's like my friend Neil, who plays guitar in Balafar.
Yeah.
He's also the guitarist in My Dying Bride.
Yeah.
Now, so get in touch with him. He's quite a bit, just see how he's doing.
Yeah.
And so but no, I think with it's just been surprisingly just how well we've got through it. Yeah. I think. Yeah, there's been down days. I'm not saying every day is a happy day or anything, but yeah, it is. I think we've got through it.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's just like I was saying earlier. It's just so surprised just how this year has gone.
Yeah.
Just how quick it's gone.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm there thinking, he's really locked it, we were on strict lockdown this time last year, and we're talking about opening stuff up. I'm like, come on, I just want to get there. I just want to get to the finishing line now.
Well, as I said, the way they were talking, we went into the first lockdown, like it was only going to last a couple of weeks.
Yeah, that's it. I must admit, I was the same. I was just like, then 6 weeks later, I'm still at home.
Yeah.
But I must admit, just keeping busy with Manorfest has really helped me.
Good. That's good.
And that, because he's just keeping me occupied and everything. So it's in one way the whole thing's been a bit of a blessing.
Yeah.
So I think we've been coping well.
Good. How do you feel what you're doing as a festival is helping music fans through this crisis?
Is I think people see our posts, it's especially on the Manorfest page. We are quite positive.
Yeah.
People and that. So and that I want to give as much as I can. That's to all the fans who bought the tickets.
Yeah.
And that's why we have a big emphasis on unsigned bands.
Yeah.
I want to get the unsigned bands in. I want them to send me the music.
Yeah.
I want to and stuff. I want to listen to your music.
Yeah.
And I want to get you on that stage. and that, you know what I mean? I really do. That, because I think it's such an important thing.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, like it's one of those things. Like you sort of, I think nowadays as well, you've got so much competition that like being an unsigned band. Obviously, you can name loads and loads and loads. And it's quite hard to sort of get yourself noticed sometimes. So it's always really nice when somebody like yourself takes that interest and you're just like,
I absolutely love hearing new music. I love it. I absolutely love it. And it's like I say, I know how it feels myself.
Yeah.
When he's not even that festival. Aren't even listening to my music. You still get a bit down, but I do listen to every track.
Yeah.
They basically get sent to me. And there's no more kudos in saying, I'm so and so band, and I played with My Dying Bride or Grand Magus or someone like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to give that opportunity to a band.
Yeah.
So I think we do help that way, and and of course we're giving this extra day to the fans as a way of a thank you.
Yeah.
And that for next year, which is we booked one band for the Friday.
Yeah.
And and I can't wait to announce it. People are going to go, Grand Magus, on your first one, and you've gone up to here on the next one. You know what I mean? It's going to be pretty awesome. There's going to be some awesome announcements. And I can't wait.
When are you hoping to announce?
We're hoping at the end of next month, I think.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. It was like I say, we've got the site visit on the 14th of April.
Yeah.
So we're hoping then to announce the venue.
Yeah.
Then I think we might announce some bands as well at the same time and everything, and and give everybody the full lineup.
Bro.
Yeah. So helping it really.
Bro. Do you see any light at the end of the tunnel for the music scene? How do you see with obviously the announcement of the 21st of June, all restrictions should be lifted and that sort of thing? Do you see any light at the end of the tunnel, or do you have a different vision?
Yes, I do. I think my heart is saying, everything's going to be right on the 22nd. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But my head is thinking, I think it's going to be a bit later than that.
Yeah.
And that before we, I think it's going to be a bit later than that before everything gets back to normal.
Yeah.
But as soon as it does, I think it's going to be great. I think, people have missed live music that much, and, he's even seen like a tribute band or something like that. I think, I can't wait. I can't wait for that first gig.
Yeah.
Of that. But it's I can see light, and I think, that hopefully the finishing line is there.
Yeah.
Hopefully, fingers crossed. And it's going to be pretty awesome as soon as it does.
Yeah, man. So I mean, obviously, with hindsight being a wonderful thing, knowing all we know now, as an event organiser, would you have done anything differently to handle the situation or throughout the pandemic?
Not really. I mean, and I'm not sort of bragging, really.
Yeah.
I think we were straight up with everyone.
Yeah.
And that's from the word go. And I think that was the best way to play it, really.
Yeah.
And he's with quite honest people.
Yeah.
Quite straightforward. This is how it is. So I think we played it right, really. It's just like I say, what was such a negative situation.
Yeah.
We've been quite lucky, and we've flipped it over.
Good.
And stuff into a positive situation, and I think being straight up with all the fans, being straight up with all the bands, with everyone throughout the whole situation, was something we just had to do. Yeah. And because I'm a heavy metal fan myself.
Yeah.
I play in a band myself, so sometimes I can be a bit too honest, and that was something else. But that's just like how I do like to play it.
Yeah.
I'm honest with anyone.
That's good. Yeah. And so, obviously it's keeping people coming. Obviously, we're keeping the ticket sales happening.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was just like I said. There was some points where I just thought, I don't think we can keep it going. Yeah. I just don't think we can. I think the pressure's too much. But it's just having that support network there, just like I was saying, and it's just being straight up with people. Yeah. Just all the way, it's helped. Yeah. And I think the fans have loved it. I think the bands, have been quite appreciative just how honest we are with them.
Yeah.
And stuff, because I'm not going to lie and say, oh yeah, Manorfest is still going to go on.
Yeah.
During the pandemic, stuff. I think we had to give a point and just say, look, it just ain't happening. But if you do hang in there, the rewards is going to be awesome.
Yeah. Well, I say, look, at this point, we just don't know, do we?
Yeah, that's it. I've got tickets for Bloodstock.
Yeah.
I've got tickets for Damnation and loads of gigs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just hoping. As a fan myself, the fingers crossed. Everything's going to happen. I think it is 50-50.
Yeah.
I think at the moment, and but like I say, fingers crossed, and we're all a bit sensible, hopefully.
Yeah.
And that it'll be the 22nd of June. We'll be there.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, hopefully, please. I need a gig.
Yeah.
Warmbier. Give me it now.
Well, thank you very much, Wayne. Thank you for chatting with us here at the Razor's Edge. To find out more information about Manorfest, head over to the Facebook page and make sure you grab your tickets. Wayne, thank you very much for all your insight and for chatting with us here.
No problem, thank you. All right, take care.
All the best, bye-bye.
Thanks for listening. Make sure you keep up to date with future episodes by subscribing to our channels. For more information on this podcast, or for all the latest music news, reviews, interviews and more, head over to our website, www.therasorsedge.rocks.